everyone else out there. It's kind of funny to say it that way. Um, well, actually, this is gonna be like the last one I do here with my old mic. I'm actually getting upgrading equipment. I have a new video camera, as you can probably see and tell, getting a much better picture. And I'm getting a new mic in here, which is going to increase the kind of normalization of the audio. But I wanted to, God, wanted to pop up again on Legiscan, looking at the Texas bills. This will again be a Texas one. I just wanted to show you guys just some of the just nonsense that's coming through. I wish I could be professional. Um, and just report this, but like this stuff is so ludicrous. Let me go ahead and pop it up on the screen here. So, um, got a bill. David Cook has introduced it. It's HB 1546, and this is where we're going, guys. I mean, again, we've got the retroactive child support bill. We've got all this other stuff, and then little crumbs here and there. And they are just going after the that Title 4D funding and all the other stuff like crazy this session. It is nuts, and the people got to stand up. But I want to talk about this bill. So the bill title is relating to recovery of fees, court costs, expenses, and family law proceedings. It's HB 1546. So I'm going to go through parts of it here because I want to make this short and sweet because I know everyone got that PBS Sesame Street attention span with TikTok and all that. But so they're wanting to amend it. So I'm going to summarize this. You guys can read it if you really want to get down into the brass tacks of the first parts of it. So when a couple goes through a divorce, of course they have you fill out the inventory, and the top part of the bill is talking about making sure that one party doesn't sell everything off. Of course, what's funny in no fault divorce, when someone files, they didn't just wake up on a Monday and decide to file. They've already moved all their assets. They've done everything they can. They file, and then everything the way it is now is everything's supposed to lock down. You can't sell, you can't buy, you can't do stuff like that. But they're kind of throwing this language in here. Getting sworn inventories and appraisals and all that fun stuff. Because again, it's all about the finances. There's nothing about love in here, which I always find hilarious. Because these people will, oh, marriage, oh, love, and all this other nonsense. No, it's all about the money from the get-go. But they're either talking about in here. Even having appointing receivers and so again more and more involvement by the courts, which we're going to allow this because I know no one's going to get in the way and stop this from going through. But they're talking about here in HB 1546 the court costs and attorney fees. So they're David Cook, who's a family law foundation attorney, and I believe he donated a fat stack to the Family Law Foundation last year and over the years, but people have touted him as being the equal share of parenting. Oh, and by the way, he's on the JJFI. Just go figure. I'm sorry, I know I sound like out there and crazy and off my meds and stuff, but this is just like so comical at this point. I can't look at anything else besides just the comical nature of this stuff. But I wanted to get out there because hopefully enough people are going to get ticked off and do something about it. We'll see. But what they've gotten here is they're basically stating here that they're during the whole process that it's going to then make a part of everything the attorney fees and court costs. Court costs, big whoop. The attorney fees is the big thing in here, and making that as part of a judgment and a debt, and allow the attorneys to basically be collection agents and go after it. And it's already bad enough as it is, but it's kind of outside of an actual court judgment, so they can go after you for all kinds of stuff. Now they got to do all that, but it talks about here is meant to read as follows: in a suit for dissolution of marriage on the motion of party on court's own motion. We all know how that works. After the notice hearing, trial court may render a temporary order as considered equitable and necessary for the preservation of the property and for the protection of the parties during an appeal, including an order directed toward one or both parties. Requiring the support of either spouse. Yeah, well, what happened with equality, but here we are. Requiring the payment of reasonable and necessary attorney fees, court costs, expenses, appointing a receiver, awarding one spouse exclusive occupancy of the party's residence pending the appeal. I love that one. And seeing joining a party from dissipating or transferring the property's award to the other party in trial court's property division, or suspending the operation of all or part of the property division as being appealed. But getting down here, this is what they're talking about is that they're basically making part of, well, here, let's get right down into it. I figure I won't sugarcoat it too much here. But attorney fees, court costs, and expenses, and proceeding under court may award reasonable and necessary attorney fees. Court costs, expenses incurred by a party by the divorce or annulment. Court may order fees, costs, expenses, and any post-judgment interest be paid directly to the attorney. Who may enforce the order in the attorney's own name by any means available for the enforcement of a judgment for debt. What? That's crazy talk. Oh, that's just nutty how that's going to work. So and you already know how these attorneys are anyway. So you're not going to give them the ability to go after you through whatever means are available to collect that money. Because again, it's all about the money. So. I can sit here and spoon feed some more, but just know that this one's coming down the pipe. This one is going to be, I believe this is going to be in it's family court. So it's a bill that David Cook has introduced. He's the author of it, and he is also on the JJFI committee. I mean, can we say conflict of interest? I don't know what else to do here. This is just how crazy it is. I would say, if anyone, the time is now to start talking about getting this stuff out there and getting people upset and doing something about it. Because if not, it's just going to be, come, I guess, September. I think September is when when that bill is going to be enacted. Once it passes through, and again, we all know how this is going to work. It's a bunch of attorneys. September 1st, 2023. So, God, I don't even know what else to say here on this. People need to be definitely concerned, scared, whatever. This whole I care more about what's on the in the Super Bowl or at the Grammy Award stuff is just not. This is the stuff that needs to be talked about in the public square, the private square, every square, no square, side square, whatever. It needs to be talked about because if not, if we don't get enough heat to end these bills, they're going to go through, and this is what's going to happen. You think things are bad now when retroactive child support gets put through, when this bill gets put through, and there's a whole host of other bills getting put through. And just to let you know, there is going to be, it's being talked about, there's going to be an equal shared parenting bill. Whatever the reasons behind it, whatever, it's going to be a smokescreen because that's where everyone's efforts, let's support this, let's do this, and we all know it's going to happen. Just like what's happened over the last 20 years, 10 of which I've been involved with. I've done the research back 20 for Texas. On what's going to happen with any type of equal shared parenting bill. That's like a red herring. I don't know what the phrase is, but that's meant to throw everyone off the trail and all that. But we have to look at what our elected officials are saying they're going to do and what they're actually doing, and you're going to see how can a person that is committed, and David Cook has said a number of times he's committed to equal shared parenting. He said that in the last session. Go figure. Actually, he said he was going to author a 50-50 bill. I'll have to go back and I know he said it. I'm going to see if he's actually presented one. I haven't seen it yet, which doesn't mean much because I do what I can, and I could be wrong, which feel free to admit that. But when he says he's committed to fathers' rights and he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and he's introducing bills like this and others, and I think the other bill he's introduced, I don't want to mess the feed up here with doing all my searching and stuff. Should have been more prepared to kind of go in that direction. But the other bill that I saw that he put out there is what's already on the books today. This is this is what they're doing. It's all smoke and mirrors, so they can come back around and say, "Ooh, we tried something," when we all know how this actually works. And all I gotta say to anyone watching currently, live or in the future, uh, this is coming. It's not going to go away. It's not going to get better or last minute. Elon Musk is not coming in to save the day. This is going to take every American. Since we're talking about Texas here, every Texan, man, woman, child. If you want to protect man, women, and children, you're going to need to come in and get in touch with your elected officials. You can go on legiscan.com. You can go to the Texas House, get their information, reach out to them, and I would say I don't want to misconstrue what respectful means. Respectful doesn't mean you kiss their butt. It means you tell them exactly what you think, but don't do it in a way that these guys are going to then screenshot and parade out all over the internet that we're a bunch of angry dads and blah blah blah. And please, because they're all a bunch of little whiny victims as it is, so they're going to use that to their advantage. This is all orchestra. This is all theater that goes out there. So I would ask everyone to pick up the phone and do something and get this and let them know that this is not going to be tolerated. And don't threaten anything, but the Texas people, we the people, need to rise up and tell these people that we're not going to take this stuff. They're going to be voted out, and we need to follow through on that. This whole being split up and segregated and all that stuff, and finding all the reasons that we're not going to work together and all that stuff. That they love that stuff. They laugh at us. I mean, they literally do. They laugh at us because we're so disorganized and we won't come together. We're too scared to even share this information out there. I mean, I know of the groups we have somewhere in the couple 100,000 followers, of which it rarely gets followed, barely gets a thumbs up or a thumbs down. All this media is going out there trying to educate the population, and this information isn't being shared or talked about in the public square or on the dinner table. We're not educating people because we're still having these things happen. There are still people out there in Texas that think that these guys actually care about us. Actually, I was listening to a podcast this morning on Dad Talk Today with Dr. Baskerville. He's a multi-author. He's written a number of books. He knows the data, and he has echoed everything I've said. And I don't want to make it sound like, ooh, he's just like me, but this guy knows all this stuff, and he's been saying what I've been saying for who knows how long. The judiciary could care less about you. The Democrats, the Republicans, they're both on the same side, maybe for different reasons, but they are okay with what's happening. They're encouraging it. They're actually doing it for money. That's why they're doing all this stuff. And these aren't even my words. These are Dr. Bass. This is pretty much anyone, any of the grandfathers, I guess, at this point. I guess I'd probably be one too, based on my age. But this is everyone that knows anything about this stuff. We see it, we know it, and we have to get everybody educated so they don't believe this nonsense. That's just the way I have to do. It looks like we got Jason had a comment here. He was great and can precisely identify the family and fatherlessness crisis. Yeah, actually, if you haven't, I'll try to put it in afterwards, but if you haven't done it, take it. I think it was an hour, and it was Dr. Baskerville and on the Dad Talk Today show today. It was this morning at 9 a.m. Central. If you go to Dad Talk Today on YouTube or Facebook, you can pull that video up and watch it at your leisure. But he had some great information, and he lays it out there, does a great job explaining what's going on and why, who did what, how this is working, how the Democrats and the Republicans are doing the exact same thing, and neither one of them care. The judiciary, the attorneys, I mean, he calls them all out, as they all should be called out. But we need, right now, the legislators, the judiciary, the attorneys, they don't care. They're happy with what's going on. Let's see. We got Scott. They've decided to go all in on parents in Texas. Yeah. I mean, your legislators hate father. Oh, they hate kids. They hate fathers. They hate us. It's not even a, oh yeah, there's the next comment here. Not even trying to hide it anymore. They've got to the point now where they know that nothing's going to happen. They're like bullies in a way. If they know they can beat you up and take advantage of you, they're going to do it. They're going to smile and talk about family values. We need each and every one of you going out to their campaigns when they're out in a group of people, and I say respectful with the right level of respectful. It doesn't mean you got to like them or kiss their butt, but call them out on their nonsense. I mean, I'm one person, and I'm not saying it's just me doing this, but Texas is huge. We've got all these major areas. We've got DFW, Houston, Austin. I mean, we've got it all over the place. We need to basically every person needs to find their representative and find out where they're going to be, what event, and print out the documentation and be educated. Don't get caught up, saying that the 66 cents fallacy that some people do. They're like, oh, for every dollar we collect, or in money that we get 66 cents of it. That fallacy. I mean, we need to make sure that we can't be misquoted on anything, because they're going to use that against you. But we need to go to every political event where there's going to be people there voting for these yahoos and pass out information to them. Educate them, stand up and ask those questions, call them to the carpet. And I've put my money where my mouth is. There was a video out there when we had a sheriff in my area talking nonsense about 2503, and I called him out on it. I had the data, which everyone can get, or use my information. I don't care, but I had the information. I called him out on it, and now we're taking steps moving forward. And actually, I do owe him a phone call, because things should be changed now. But we need to call these people out every single time they pop up, and they pop their little heads up to talk about family values. Nail them back. Do it, respectfully, with the sense that you're not their buddy, but they work for you, and you need to push back and tell them, because you know what? Every person needs to do this, because relying on other people to do these things isn't going to work. It's just simply not going to work. I would implore everyone, whatever, and again, folks that are outside of Texas, this is everywhere, and it sucks. I mean, politics. Oh God. I mean, I would rather get fingered by Captain Hook or go to a proctological exam or whatever than deal with politics, because it's slimy. I hate every one of them. They're all fake. I get it, but you know what? This is where we're at. I would ask everyone to go out there, find out who you're in your district or your area, whatever part of the country you're in, whatever they call it. Find out who your people are, and then start looking at when are they going to be at events, and make dates to go there, get educated, and call them out. Keep doing it. Eventually, if enough people learn, they're going to feel it. They're going to push back. Don't get me wrong. They will push back, because that's when you are going to upset their money train and all that stuff. It's going to happen. Oh, we got, see here, Scott. I'll be up there next week meeting with the reps. I can only give them 1 cent on things, because that's all they left me with. So, I like that. It's a good one, Scott. Yeah, I mean, Scott is, going all in. He either, I don't know if he has, and I know it's a pain in the rear to go, I assume he's going to Austin to do this and go knocking door to door. These are guys that on their own dime spend their time doing this, and we've got to get more organized. We've got to get more people involved with that. Calling these people out and getting this stuff done is the only way this is going to change. I see Robert out in the comments. Whoops. Damn. Yeah, I mean, this is across the board. We need to get everybody out there. Let's see here. Let's see. Scott also said, yeah, I've done every session for the last 6 years. Yeah, I mean, Scott's, he's one of those guys that's all in. Robert's one of those guys. There's, a lot of people are out here and they're all in. And the thing is we're a bunch, well, I don't know about the rest of them. I'm an old fart. I really shouldn't, quote, care about this, but I do, because I want things better for my kids and for other families. These guys may or may not have a personal claim in this thing, but we're only a few people. We've got to get the hundreds of thousands, the millions of people up in arms to do something about this and change things. That's the only way this is going to change. I don't know how else to explain it to anyone. That we've got to do it. And I know we're not going to make too many friends with this. I personally don't care because again, the legislators, they work for me, not the other way around. And them doing these things is just, it's not going to work. I'm not going to put up with it, and I hope anyone out there is not going to put up with it either. And if anyone has any comments or questions, concerns, or whatever, go to admin@pissedoffparent.com, shoot an email, do whatever. If the legislators want to blow smoke up my butt and have and try to blow smoke up my butt on that, feel free. And I'd love to have you on. I'll get you in touch with whoever we need to, and we'll talk about it. But just understand that I know all the data behind the scenes, as do most of the people involved here, so we know what's going on. I would, again, we have got to get more and more people involved. It's like, see, Jason here. I'm in Wisconsin, but I know what happens. That's can easily spread here. Yeah, I think we need to help. Everyone understand this is a national crisis, and if one state falls further in family crisis, their state may be next. You know what? It's funny you bring that up. I shared an article on the Pissed Off Parent Facebook page, which if you go to pissedoffparent.com, I have an aggregator that pulls all these articles every hour and can give the information. Australia, and again, I would argue with parts of it, but Australia had said that they were starting to go towards more of a 50-50 or more whatever. Well, the government, and I think I've cracked their child support formula. I just have to make sure before I say anything specific about it, but they guys from Japan came over to Australia to say, hey, you guys are making some headway. We want to do the same thing here because Japan sucks as well. And they actually had to say, wait a second, no, they're actually they're actually talking about laws right now that's going to take it back to the way it was, where dad had zero rights. And that's actually how they phrased it in the article. So, I mean, again, the Australian, politics, they probably said, hey, let's give this a try, do whatever. And again, it really wasn't perfect because there's a bunch of other stuff. But then they went, ooh, we're losing money. And so they decided, whoa, we got to change that so we can get more money back into the government's pockets. And it's even worse over there, because again, the whole free society and all that stuff, free society. But that's what's happening over there, and this is all over the world. This stuff is happening, and it's just got to change. I'm so sick and tired of getting stories and hearing calls about parents not being able to see their kids and the breaking the family. And actually, it just reminded me, I'm going off total left field. I know why they're with the whole retroactive child support bill. What report that came out at ACF, and I think I put it over on the Pissed Off Parent Facebook page with the link in the article. But they reported back that the states have lost money, Title 4D money. The states have lost Title 4D money through the various avenues, and so they're like, we've got to figure out how to make more money for our respective states. Well, retroactive child support. It's like WWE. I mean, it's almost, it is orchestrated because they were going along at a good clip, eroding rights, splitting up families, destroying families, putting everyone into slavery, increasing self-deletions, all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Father X. I'm on a roll. I appreciate it. I get worked up here. Maybe I'm channeling Eric Carroll's energy here. I don't know. But it's, oh, God. I'm on a roll. I lost my train of thought. Welcome to old age. It's just nuts. I don't know what else to say about this. They keep doing it. Oh yeah, they've been losing money. The states had for whatever reason. I assume it's due to the bug and all that other nonsense. But they're like, we've got to figure out how to do it. And then, oh, magic! It's like a gift was given to them. Oh, we're gonna roll back Roe v. Wade, and oh, hey, this bill that we've been trying to slam through for like the last 10, 15 years, which got killed every time because of the way the law is written and all that. And then magically, Roe v. Wade just gets whacked out, and then boom! It's like all of a sudden, all these bills descend, almost like it was planned out. and I hope everyone sees this, and you guys cannot sit back and let it happen. Quit giving a crap about the Super Bowl, the Grammys, all this other stuff out here. This is the number one thing that people should be talking about around the dinner table. Every conversation you have, I mean, God, there's just so much that I want to get out there. I mean, and if you have issues doing that, I would say, actually, on Dad Talk Today, the store is open. So you get Dad Talk Today mugs. Dad Talk Today, there's a bunch of tumblers here. You can have these out, drink, have start a conversation. They got T-shirts. And again, I don't know, I can't remember all the different sites this is going to. I don't care who gets credit for it, whatever. I mean, I'm sure AFPE and AFPSB, all the groups, they have their own stuff. Go to their store, buy their stuff, start the conversations. I don't care. I mean, all my stuff on Pissed Off Parent is 100% free. I pay for it. I mean, I don't think I do merch. I want this stuff to end. I don't care how, well, okay, I shouldn't say I don't care how it ends. That's going to come back to haunt me. But it's got to end. We've got to get people more involved and caring more about this stuff than who wins the Super Bowl, which I have no idea who's in the Super Bowl. That gives you an idea of where I'm at. So we got a comment here from Louis Galvin. Most of these bills won't make it even to be heard in the first committee. Know which bills are worth investing time into and which aren't. Yeah, that's the thing. Just because a bill gets introduced doesn't mean it's going to make it along the way. That's 100% true, and that's why some of these bills are being introduced to kind of take people's attention away from the ones that are going to get piped through. Now, Lewis, I think we probably agree here that this bill will probably quickly go through because the JJFI is going to be made up of family law attorneys, and actually one of the authors of the bill, David Cook, is on the JJFI. The retroactive child support bill, we know that's going. I mean, the bills actually I've been talking about over the last few days will be going out there. So, there's I'm sure there's like the school crossing bill or something, whatever, that won't ever see the light of day. Well, actually, I think last session I made a joke about it. They had what I call the limp wiener bill, that a woman can divorce her husband if he can't rise to the occasion anymore. That one didn't make it out of committee, or didn't get. Actually, it did get voted on. I take that back. It did. Because I remember laughing as I was watching it. That's just some of the nuttiness and stuff that comes out there. But anyway, I would just, again, ask everyone, go out to legiscan.com, stay involved with the different organizations that you're in. I'm hoping they're going to be, working behind the scenes to figure out, next steps. Reach out to your legislative folks and find out where they're going to be, and you have to get involved. That's the only way this is going to change, because if no one gets in their way, all this stuff is going to sail on through. That's just the facts of the matter. I mean, putting this stuff off and hoping someone else is going to do it, or Elon Musk is going to come in and buy the whole thing up, it ain't going to happen. I wish I was wrong. I'm not. So anyway, it looks like, again, thank you everybody for listening to me ramble. I know I go off on tangents because I get so passionate about this stuff. I'm hoping to keep working with different organizations until they kick me off and get information out there. But I would say, like, share, subscribe, get all this stuff out, share groups or share information from other groups with your friends. I would personally, I'm going off on another tangent here, I would personally go through your friends list on your Facebook page, Insta Snaps and all that stuff, and spend like 5 minutes a day going out to 5-10 of each of your friends and personally invite them to your page or to a page. It could be Pissed Off Parent, AFPE, AFP, whatever it is, but invite them, get them involved in that. So, that's what it's going to take, because otherwise people are going to be caring more about the Grammys and the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day and all that other nonsense. So anyway, hope everybody's having a good Friday. Thank you for listening to me ramble on like an old fart. That's the best I can do. Y'all have a good weekend. Actually, I know Dad Talk Today, this weekend, we're going to have Jimmy Smith on. So if you get a chance, go over to Dad Talk Today and check that out. I'll be on with him Saturday and Sunday, talking about dating advice and all. Who knows what we'll come up with? We're crazy guys. We got a single guy, Magic Mike guy. Oh, we're gonna be talking. Oh God, yeah, we're gonna be talking about my transformation. I'm gonna go from this old fart to a Magic Mikey guy. So not Mikey Likes It from the cereal, but Magic Mike from the movie. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, lots of fun stuff. Stay tuned. See everybody there. But yeah, everyone have a great rest of your